Hello, welcome to As You Wolf podcast. Today, this topic is it might sound strange from the headline. It is, would you buy insurance from an influencer? So, this is kind of the way I want you to look at it this way. A lot of people here think that the ultimate goal is to become an influencer, and a lot of young girls and young boys thinking that. I should the only thing that to do to become rich or successful marketer, those kind of things is just to become influencer and just reach that kind of have a lot of followers on this Instagram or YouTube and those kind of things. And it is good, but I think it is just solves a part of the equation, and I think there's more to it than the thing they realize. And one thing is, a lot of people just overestimate what a lot of these influencers and those kind of people make than what they show. And the one thing, it's a good question here when you ask someone that yes, this influence is good and those kind of things. A lot of people follow a lot of girls. There are just a lot of models and actresses, and they make some funny videos, or they're just being themselves, or being sassy and just small jokes, those kind of things, or maybe some dancers, and they have millions and millions or hundred thousands and thousands of followers. But if you ask someone who is following them whether would they buy insurance from those guys, would they trust them with something like maybe the stocks, or would they would they have maybe something that if there was some kind of a broker, would they buy from them, and those kind of things, apart from the celebrity thing, that yes, I'd like to buy from them in the sense that I'd get I get to meet that person, my famous celebrity fan, and those kind of things. If you're making a decision based on logic, and is something that a lot of your life depends on, and it is something that involves a lot of your savings, and if your future depends on it, chances are, if you make a logical decision, you might not make someone buy insurance from a pretty girl just who, because a lot of people follow her because she's good looking, or just dances and those kind of things. You might have a level of let's say there's three components to marketing. This is attention is the first one. They might have a lot of your attention and maybe interest, maybe they have it, but do they have your trust? That is a lot of thing that people don't consider, and they think just because they're getting a lot of followers, those kind of things. And I'm not shitting on them, that is the future there, but there's just one piece of puzzle that a lot of people there are missing here. So that is what I'm talking about, that the trust factor and the authority to in that field to sell something. So a lot of see if you see the followers, the influencers there, a lot of things that they're selling is very small items, in the sense that small monetary value. They're selling it for mass customers. They're selling maybe some small subscriptions, or maybe razor blades, or maybe those clothing gears, maybe your maybe those clothing gear, as I mean all the fashion accessory that are not high value, or maybe they're gym shorts, maybe there's the hoodies, and those kind of small tidbit items that don't have a high value. And you might wonder that why they think that those kind of small items, a lot of times those are also not related to the brand. It is not related to their personal image and those kind of things, and you might think that I just followed this gym memes page, or this makes funny gym videos, and why should I be buying track suits, track pants, or hoodies from this guy? This is or maybe this just he just guys make memes, and I should buy creatine powder from him. And a lot of people might buy because of they like that guy. But if you're making an intelligent decision as a buying person, if a small item is considered, that is fine. Would you buy this something that involves your life, that might affect your life? It depends. You will think a lot fast with whether you can trust that person. You'll think whether that person will be able to give me that time, because this person has thousands and thousands of followers, and those kind of, will he have the time to personally answer my call, or this customer service, will they respond? Well, if he's the same only guy there who's selling this, can I trust that guy with this? Because this person might just as well ignore you because he already has a million followers. He doesn't need you, and you might think that is it someone I want to trust with? Maybe if I'm buying a house, maybe a long-term business relationship, and those kind of things. Just all those things you have to work in actively. I'm not saying that influencers cannot achieve that. A lot of time, if it is done well, they can, but I'm talking about the majority here. A lot of people who are not that savvy, and a lot of times to earn their maybe the commission, those kind of things, they are just doing brand promotion, in the sense that a brand or something comes to them and tells them, you post this picture or this, and we'll give you a one time fee for posting this. And they actually not exactly marketing savvy like a lot of people here. If you're listening this marketing podcast, or marketers here, so they don't stress about it. They're getting money, they'll be posting this. And a lot of times they also might post something that it is not relevant to their audience. It is something that not relevant to their personal brand. And a lot of times their audience might think that this person is a sellout. They don't actually use this item, but just because they are asked to sell it or promote it, they are selling something, and it will kind of make you a sellout. And you might think that a lot of people might be aware of this, but there are a lot of big actors and celebrities who do this kind of blunders every time. So that is the thing, that even if you have a lot of audience, it does not necessarily translate to the sale. So what comes back to is, you have a lot of leads, in a sense. You have a lot of people, but the only thing that you haven't done is prospecting. And a lot of times those celebrities don't talk to them and maybe segment their list, and find out and maybe talk to them and realize which person is interested in what. And of course it is also not practical. If they have million followers, it is not practical for them as a celebrity that they talk to all those people and ask those kind of questions to do the prospecting for them. And they might also are not into business, in the sense that they know that the so and so company can give them promotions for it. But do they get a commissions on this? A lot of times do they do those kind of deals? Do they invest in the company themselves, so that when they're promoting, they get a piece of the action themselves? Or you don't have to be a big celebrity to do all those kind of things that I'm talking about right now. It does not cost anything to sign up to those affiliate networks and those kind of things. And you can start getting commission. Let's see, maybe even ebooks, even if it's a $10 ebook, and you get a commission of $2 or $3 out of it. And if you are selling a book that is targeted, and maybe you think it is good and you have read it and you think it is something that is not a bullshit thing, and you think it might help your audience, you've already done 90% better than most of the influencers out there. And you have, for according to me, you have a better marketing funnel, and better prospects of converting those audiences. And this kind of things, it you don't require a lot of audiences too. So a lot of people think that long time ago, to put links on Instagram, you had to have 10,000 followers, and that was kind of a benchmark. I don't know what went into the thought process when they do it. I think it's no longer there. But a lot of people, they just because of this, they have the idea that only after I get 10,000 followers, or maybe 20,000 or 50,000 followers, is when the cash starts coming in and I can start making money. But the truth is, it's not about how big your list is. It's about what your relationship with the list is, and how much is the trust and those kind of things that you've done has between them. And your list might be of 1,000 people or maybe 500 people, but out of those, let's say, for example, 1,000 people, there are 200 people who will listen to you, everything you say, and they trust you, respect you, and they will, if you send them an email or a message, they will be reading it, and they'll respond to it. If there's a link, they will click on it. So even if you have those kind of 200 people, you can send it to them, send them an offer, or maybe it's a book or anything. If you send it to them, and even after those out of those 200 people, 20 people buy something, you still you'll have a 2% conversion rate, which is very good in terms of most direct marketing what goes on. 2%, if you have something that out of 1,000 people, 20 people buy something, that is a good conversion rate overall. And it is achievable. And even if you have those kind of numbers, if you can show long term people that this is the kind of conversion rate that you have, if you know, and even if yourself, if you know that you have a 2% conversion rate, when you're buying media, or you're buying more for audiences, or not audiences, you cannot buy audiences, but if you're buying ads and those kind of things, you'll have a benchmark or a monetary figure that you know, that you can work with, and according to which you can plan. This is just a hypothetical example, but what I want to stress is you don't need a big following in order to start making money and as an influencer. And there's more to a sale that goes on other than just having the number of followers. And it's not supposed to say bad that just because you're an influencer you cannot sell insurance. You might be an influencer focused just on selling insurance, but that is not the point. The point is, just because you have a surface level, let's say, surface level attention and interest of someone, there's still a lot of thing that has to go on within the sale for them to be buying something. And the relationship of that is more important than just the number of followers and number of likes, or maybe the number of maybe comments and those kind of things. So don't focus on the wrong things, and don't be intimidated by the influencer if you think that is only the right path. I think there are a lot of paths, and you don't need those kind of numbers in order to achieve those kind of things. So that's all for today's podcast. And think about the whole process on your funnel. And in this example, I just covered front end because for to keep it simple. But just a small thing I wanted to add at the last. Even to those 200 people, if you have a kind of a backend thing that if you followed up with those 200 people and kept selling them or kept giving them offers, and over time built a better relationship or offered them more products, or we had higher price products that out of those 20, 5 or 10 people might buy the higher price product. So that is also something that you can do. A lot of people, those big influencers, might not think about it, who are selling razor blades and subscription to this, maybe Audible and those kind of things, or some apps or games and those kind of things. So your competition is sometimes maybe this time, a lot of times they are not thinking about those kind of things. The back end especially, they are not aware of what else they can be doing on the list. So this is an opportunity. If you're listening here, make sure you grab it and sign up to any affiliate networks. I was just talking about the books, so it's not necessary. And I just talked about in one of those podcasts, if you are you a sellout trying to make money. So this is, you just try to listen to that one also. It is kind of related to that. Basically, it's the same thing I'm saying, that you don't need to sell bad things in order to make money. You can find the product that is closest to your niche and your market or your customers need, and sell them only things that are relevant to them. And the better you do it, the better, of course, your conversion will go. So that's all. Thank you for listening. This is Harwin from SE World signing out.